Let's learn how to read a tape measure. In the U.S. we most commonly use an imperial system rather than metric, so we use feet and inches. In this system you've got 12 inches to a foot. You start at 1, you go through 12. 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. So 24 inches is the same as 2 feet. 36 inches equals 3 feet, and so on and so forth. Every 12 inches is a foot. Every tape measure has a tip or a hook, and that's so you can hook onto things when you're measuring it, or have a surface to press against if you're measuring on the inside. The tip moves on a tape measure, and it moves the distance equal to the thickness of the hook. So the reason it's like that is so that if you're going to measure something on an outside dimension, when you hook the tip, it moves out and it gives you an accurate measurement on the outside. When you go to measure something on an inside dimension, you press the tip up against the inside and it moves in so that you get an accurate inside dimension measurement. So as you measure items, you can measure things in feet and inches, like in this case 3 feet 4 inches, 3 feet 4 inches, or you can measure just in total inches, 40 inches. 36 inches is 3 feet, so 36, 1, 2, 3, 4, same difference as 3 feet 4 inches, 40 inches. So you can do it either way. The tape will help you with the math on this. You can look at the tape and determine, oh, okay, 36 inches is 3 feet. So if somebody tells me to cut something 40 inches, I can either look at the scale on the bottom, which will give me total inches, or if they say cut it 3 feet 4 inches, I can use the top scale, 3 feet 4 inches, and you'll see that it's the same difference. The tricky part is what we'll talk about next, how to read fractional inches. We're only going to go as far as 1/16 of an inch, because whether you're learning this for school or for like a new job, something like that, that's usually about as far as you have to go with reading a tape measure. Let's first take this as 1 inch. If you take that and divide it in half, that's 2 halves. So this is starting at 0, this is 1 inch, this is a half, this is 2 halves, which is the same as 1 inch. Okay, that's 2 equal parts. If you divide the whole inch into 4 equal parts, that would be dividing this in half and this in half. That's dividing the inch into fourths, 1, 2, 3, 4, or quarters. A fourth and a quarter is the same thing. So this is 1/4 or 1/4. This is 2 quarters or 2/4, so it's a half. This is 3/4 or 3/4. You'll hear it called either way, fourths or quarters, so it's the same difference. It's just like a dollar. You have 4 quarters in a dollar, you have 4 quarters in an inch. Now if you take that and you divide that further, into 8 equal parts, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. These are eighths because it's 8 equal parts. So this becomes 1/8. A quarter or a fourth is 2/8. This becomes 3/8. Then a half is 4/8 because 4/8 is the same as a half. This is 5/8. 3/4, 3/4 is the same as 6/8, and then this is 7/8. Because you have 8 equal parts, they're eighths. Now to go one step further, if you divide the inch in 16 equal parts, just like so, and every time you're just dividing one more section in half. This then becomes 1/16. An eighth is the same as 2/16. This one becomes 3/16. A quarter is the same as 4/16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 sixteenths. This one becomes 5 sixteenths. 3/8 is 6 sixteenths. This one is 7 sixteenths. And so on. 8 sixteenths is a half. Then 9 sixteenths is next. 10 sixteenths is 5/8. So that's 11 sixteenths is next. 3/4 is the same as 12 sixteenths. This one becomes 13 sixteenths. 14 sixteenths and 7/8 is the same. This is 15 sixteenths. And then 1 inch is the same as 16 sixteenths. So it's all the same. You can just count the number of lines, knowing that these are sixteenths, these are eighths, these are quarters, and these are halves. This is a half, 1/2. This is 1/4, 2/4, which is a half, 3/4. Then you have 1/8. 2/8 of course would be a quarter, 3/8, 4/8 would be a half, 5/8, 6/8 would be 3/4, 7/8 and 1 inch. And then on to sixteenths. So using our example to measure the end of this board, it's 2 feet 3 inches, and then like we just talked about with the fractions, okay, this tape goes to 1/16, just like we talked about. So this is 1/16, 2/16, which is the same as 1/8. Okay, and you can also figure that out by looking at the whole inches. You can say, alright, this is from 3 to 4. The longest line in the middle is a half. The next shortest line is a quarter. The next shortest line is an eighth. And the shortest line altogether is a 16th. So, if my board hits right here, I've got, okay, I'm not sure what that is. That's a half, that's a quarter, that's an eighth. So it's 1/8. So my board is 2 feet 3 inches and 1/8, or 27 inches and 1/8. And that is the easiest way that I know to show how to read a tape. The best thing that you can do, especially if you're preparing for a new job or a test at school, is to take this, watch this video, and then go around the house and measure everything that you can find with the tape. Once you begin to practice it a little bit, you'll find that the fractional inches are easy, and it doesn't take a lot of practice to get very good at it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something today. God bless you.